Good morning, comrades and community members. My name is Khom, and today I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the several scandalabras surrounding the public figure James Alton. That's James Alton, like Alton Towers, the theme park, and boy, is this story a roller coaster. So before I start diving in, I would like to preface this video by saying that everything in this video is my opinion and any allegations are just that, and not proven facts. All information that I'm going to be reporting on in this video is public and readily available information. This person allegedly likes to use the law to try and silence people who attempt to speak up against him, so I have made sure that this video is completely legal and not slanderous. This is all my opinion, and all the people I mention in this video have given me permission to use the information that they have provided me. I would also like to remind everybody in my cult to be kind and not send hate to anyone I talk about in this video. Hate mail and death threats do not solve anything. Please do not attempt to contact this person. It's really not that deep. Just sit back and enjoy the drama. So, prior to recording this video, I reached out to James Alton myself, and I told him that I was planning on making a video about him, and I wanted to hear his side. James Alton responded and told me that he did not give me permission to make this video, to which I responded I didn't ask for permission. So let's get this started. James Alton's most notable appearance in the public eye was when he auditioned for the X Factor in 2017. I want to preface this by saying that I don't support the X Factor. I think it is a corrupt organisation and it ruins people's lives. I stand with Zoe Alexander and all of that. That aside, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of James Alton's audition. So, James runs into the audition room, making all of the judges jump, and begins shouting about how happy he is to be there. He says he can dance, he can sing, he has personality in the bucket loads, and he has the charisma. I personally feel as though he would maybe benefit from having less personality, but that's just my opinion. So then he starts singing and, in my view, fails to impress the judges. After he's finished, he begins begging the judges to put him through. He even informs them that he has just been offered his dream job on a cruise, and he's decided instead to turn down the opportunity to do X Factor. The judges all attempt to persuade him to go with his dream job rather than make an attempt at a singing career. And I'm not being funny, but this is like the equivalent of me getting cast on the Boulet Brothers Dragula, then changing my mind and being like, nah mate, I want to be an accountant. James has also auditioned for other shows, such as Big Brother in 2015, where in his audition tape he says that he should be cast because number one, he is bipolar, and number two, he's very, very entertaining, allegedly. Now, I want to make it very clear that I am not attacking him for being bipolar, and I have no reason to doubt that. I know people who do struggle with this illness, and I hope that James is getting the support and treatment that he needs. What I am criticising is the way that, in my opinion, he uses his mental illness as a way to deflect criticism. This is something that may come into play later. He was also on Eating with My Ex and Judge Rinder. Don't really care, not really interested. The impression that I get from this is that James is a very fame-hungry person, in my opinion, and it seems as though he will do anything to get famous. Now, I don't think there's any problem with wanting to get famous, and I'm not criticising that. I am, however, going to be criticising the ways in which I believe he has gone about this, and the way that he has used his platform to do more harm than good, in my opinion. So, why do I care about this bloke? Well, he decided recently to get involved with the drag community and allegedly piss a lot of people off. Recently, James Alton has decided to branch out and start an online drag series called Dragged Up. This part is going to have a lot of allegedlys in it. So, allegedly, the organisation of this competition was very bad and just generally confused and disorganised on the whole. Several drag artists who have previously been involved with this person have come out with statements against James. I personally had the pleasure of talking to multi-talented drag queen Ivy Alexander, and that is Alexander with two X's, not one. Ivy applied to be on Dragged Up and shared with me several negative experiences she allegedly had with James and his production team. Ivy told me that in the promotional material, her drag name was spelt wrong twice and only had one X rather than two. When attempting to contact the production team about this issue, she allegedly received no response for 5 days. Ivy then informed me that she contacted James Alton directly, and James told her to take it up with the production team, the same one that ignored her email for 5 days, allegedly. During my phone conversation with Ivy Alexander, she raised concerns about the alleged mishandling of contestants' private information and how she believes that there may have been general data protection law violations. I personally cannot confirm whether there were or not, but it is the opinion of Ivy that this was the case. Ivy also brought up her issues with what she perceived to be a lack of diversity in the cast. Allegedly, 250 drag artists from across the UK applied to be on the show, and the production team shortlisted 40 of these applicants. Several contestants allegedly noticed that the shortlisted drag artists were predominantly cisgender, white, gay, male drag queens. Multiple people involved believed that there was a lack of AFAB drag queens, non-binary performers, drag kings, and black and ethnic minority performers. It is both the opinion of myself and Ivy that this is highly problematic, especially in this day and age. This allegedly non-diverse lineup sparked a lot of backlash from many drag artists across the UK, especially AFAB drag artists who felt as though their voices were not being heard. James made the following incredible statement about the cast on his Facebook page. Dragged up due to all the hate and trolling by people who was complaining about the shortlisted lineup and saying no diversity. It's not my fault due to people not entering. Also, I have mental health and I have taken too much on. I feel I also said some not nice things and it's all blew out of proportion, so sadly I have taken the hard decision to postpone the show until next year, but I still own the format, the concept and the trademark. Take care, keep safe, much love, James X. Right, so let's dissect this a little bit. So in this statement, James makes a claim that the cast is not diverse enough because people didn't apply. I find this personally very hard to believe, and so does AFAB drag queen Claire de Lune, who made a video statement where she addressed her many concerns and issues with James Alton and the production team behind Dragged Up. I personally reached out to Claire myself and asked her permission to share her side of the story as well. Claire told me she applied to be on Dragged Up and was not shortlisted. She reached out to James directly to tell him that she hoped the cast was diverse and inclusive, to which he allegedly responded by calling her a bitter queen. I find this kind of comment highly unprofessional, especially coming from somebody who is supposed to be representing a brand. After Claire de Lune made her video about Dragged Up, she received the following message from James Alton. Just shared your video slandering my show. Let's see what happens now. I'm also in hospital having a breakdown. Claire says, good, leave me alone. James then says, you have no idea what you have done to me. Karma will get you. Trust me. He don't miss no one. Claire then says, leave me alone. Again. In these messages, she makes it very clear that she would like to be left alone, and James appears not to respect her wishes by continuing to message her. Claire took a screenshot of these messages and posted it on her Facebook page, and the comment section under this is a goldmine of chaos. So now I'm going to read out some of the most scandalabrous comments on this post. James comments, and look what you said when I said I'm having a breakdown. You're nice, aren't ya? Claire responds to this by saying, I said good to you sharing my video. You are lucky I haven't told you exactly what I think about you. So, off you go. James responds to this by saying, no, don't backpedal. You said good to me being in hospital.
That is not correct.
I don't believe that this is true, as it seems clear to me that Claire was saying good to James sharing her video. Claire then comments, bye James, go get some help. And James responds to that by saying, you'll need help when I'm finished with ya. Don't mess with someone who has bipolar, is all I will say. Somebody else replies to this saying, oh look, a threat of violence on a public forum. Well done. And James decides to respond by saying, yeah, it's my mental health talking, sorry. Skipping forward a little bit, James then comments this, and Claire should take account for her actions as well as the video she made was uncalled for and caused me a lot of stress. What you means, whistleblower, about what and what are you implying? Because I will now show the full list of people who applied to shut Claire up that she was wrong for doing the video because the show was open to anyone with loads of people applied. I am not like the other shows and approach people to be in it as that's fixing it's open to anyone and that's that. I also have proof of the paper trail and the artwork of when they was selected to be shortlisted so people can't say it's tokenism, but anyone it's too late. A lot of people I know have now seen the screenshot she did and also the video she made.
What? Child. Anyway, so...
Someone else comments, fuck me, that hurt my eyes reading that. I didn't know there were so many words for I'm unprofessional, which made me laugh, because it's true. James also comments, the police are now involved for hate speech. I have had this before, you will have a restraining order against you.
Now there's a policeman here to see you, Linder, and he is very angry.
What's going to happen to me, Jen?
You will probably go to prison, Linder.
Also getting you done for defamation of character. I'm speaking to the police now, and anyone else wants adding to the list, let me know. I have had this before, and it don't scare me or stop me on bit. The police will just dish more restraining orders out, so fucking carry on. Babe, the police don't dish out restraining orders, and also you can't get a restraining order on someone for having an opinion on you. What? Honestly, it has been such a struggle to get through these comments without correcting his grammar. Like, just for future reference and a bit of advice from me, maybe in future you might want to learn about punctuation before you start an argument with someone. But that's just my opinion. Oh, I almost forgot about this comment which James posted and then deleted. Unluckily for him, Claire had already screenshotted it. Someone take this phone off me now before I'm done for murder. It's not very nice, is it? From my point of view, I believe that James is digging himself a hole and repeatedly making excuses for his actions in the comments by bringing up his mental illness, which, in my opinion, is a very feeble attempt to deflect valid criticism. So now we get to my favourite part of the story. Drag queen Stacey Wrecked, it's a great name, was not shortlisted during the audition process and received a message from James attacking her appearance. You horrid queen, who looks like she's been hit by a bus. Yeah, you are. Ugly, bus-hit bitch. Not only is that very rude in my opinion, it's also a bit of a crap insult. Stacey then decided that the best course of action was to turn this insult into merchandise, something that I find hilarious and genius, and I definitely recommend that you guys check out the t-shirts she's selling. I will definitely be purchasing one in the new year when I'm not skint. So now I'm going to give my opinion on this whole scandalabra. I personally believe that James Alton has acted in ways which I believe to be very unprofessional, and I personally think that it was a mistake on James's part to involve himself with the UK drag community. I speak for myself when I say that I will not be supporting this show if it does eventually come out in the new year. I do not believe this show will be diverse or inclusive, and I would much rather spend my energy supporting a drag web series which I believe to be run professionally and by drag artists with experience. There are several online web series that do support all types of drag and are more diverse in nature. One that springs to mind is the Gold Rush web series, hosted by Taylor Trash. It's a really great series, and I'd recommend it to anybody who wants to watch some fabulous drag artists do fabulous things and be extremely creamy juicy. I've been trying to get on it for a while now. I'm still not on it, but oh well. I'm just going to put that energy out into the universe and manifest that and hope for the best. In conclusion, James Alton, sorry, no. Bye. Thank you to everybody for watching this video. I hope you found this scandalabra to be creamier than carbonara. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have an extremely creamy, juicy day. Adios.